Welcome, all my betting brothers and sisters, to the OddsJam YouTube channel. I am Greg S., and today we're going to be talking a little NFL Week 5 parlay action. Week 5 got off to an interesting start on Thursday Night Football between the Rams and the Seahawks. A very sloppy defensive slugfest in the first half. Overall, some terrible kicking, although some amazing punting. One of the most amazing punt plays you'll probably ever see, and if you missed it, check the highlights, go back, watch that, and I think that play should be legal no matter what. If a punter can recover his own blocked punt and get clear and kick that rock, he should be allowed to do it every single time, no matter where he is on the field. That was incredible. I was on the Rams for that game. I got them at -2, so that's a ticket we were able to cash. Earlier in the week, I was on the Seattle side of things, but as the game got a little closer, I started to waffle on that, and then Randall from this very channel helped talk me on to the right side with his video covering Thursday Night Football. And even Matt, when he was going through the wonderful tool that oddsjam.com has with the plus EV bets over here, when he was talking about how the Rams have traditionally handled Russell Wilson pretty well, at least through the air. And while that doesn't mean that the Rams are always going to beat the Seahawks, that sort of just was the last bit of information I needed. So even when you're not looking for specific bets, you can get great information from the content creators here on OddsJam. Okay, so before I start talking about why I'm going to place some of the bets that I'm going to throw out here, I want to ask, first off, why do we bet? Well, of course, it is to increase our bankroll, and that is what you should be doing with OddsJam's betting tools, particularly the arbitrage, the positive EV, but the low hold, the middle stuff in here all has fantastic information to help you just make bet after bet that is going to help you profit, and certainly with the arbitrage in particular, you'll be able to make what is essentially risk-free money betting on sports, which is just incredible, and you can watch that bankroll grow week after week and season after season. Another reason, at least as far as I'm concerned, is when you are betting on sports that you enjoy. And for me, as I've said before, it is the NFL. And you're watching the games, you are analyzing what you're seeing on the field, and you're making bets where you want to be right. You want that bet to prove you correct, and so you can have those bragging rights to all your friends and betting buddies, especially, that what you saw on the field translated into money in your pocket. However, bottom line, another big reason that we bet is to fill the deep, unrelenting hole in our souls and mask our deep personal pain. No, it's to have fun. It's to have fun. This is a hobby. It can be a great side hustle, but at the end of the day, we are trying to have fun at sports betting. Now, of course, seeing that bankroll grow, how much more fun do you want? But we are trying to enjoy ourselves here, so there's nothing wrong with taking big swings here and there, and to that end, let me show you what I'm thinking for NFL Week 5. So some of the games that are keyed on, and I'm just here on DraftKings because this is probably where I'm going to make this bet because I have a $10 free bet, and it is from one of those risk-free bet promotions. So if you didn't watch my last video on what those risk-free bets are really all about, go back, find that, watch it, enjoy it. But if you are an existing user, I don't mean to say that you should stay away from these. They are great promotions to use. You just have to realize there is some risk involved in them. So I think it was the same game parlay that I have a $10 free bet sitting around with. So right here, this New York Jets Atlanta Falcons game. The Falcons should never be favored in any situation ever. I know the Jets are coming off their first win. They might be riding high on that, and I wish this wasn't a London game. Those games get very wonky and weird, but I think the Jets will handle success a little bit better. It's just one game, but it is success as far as they're concerned. I think they're going to handle that well. I think they're going to go in against this Falcons team that is just all over the map. No defense, blowing leads left and right. They've been doing that for how many years? Why are they favored? I don't know. So what we're going to do is I think the Jets are live to actually win 2 in a row. Why not, especially against the Falcons? So we're going to click them in here. All right, the next game that I'm looking at is right below it. this Packers-Bengals game. Now, this line was mostly at 3 on DraftKings. Here it's moved to 2.5. It shows you that there is steam, there is money coming in on the Bengals here to drop that line down. I think, as stinky as it might be, that the Bengals are live to win this game. Particularly when this was at -3, that just seemed like such an obvious bet. You see that, oh, Packers -3 against the Bengals. They just nearly lost to the Jaguars, and that is true. Meanwhile, the Packers have been slaying their opponents on the field, but have they really? You go back to that Niners game, and while I love the outcome of that Niners game, because I had live bet the Packers to win that game at halftime. Should they have won that game? I don't know. I don't know what the Niners were doing after they scored the go-ahead touchdown to let Rodgers complete 2 big passes late with, 37 seconds left to get him in field goal range and win that. We know how they opened this season, so, I think that they are just due. They had a terrible season opener. They've been proving their doubters wrong, and Aaron Rodgers has been riding that media horse for the past several weeks. I just think this might be a gotcha spot. It is not a very important game as far as the Packers are concerned, so we're going to click that money line right there. Oh, look at that. And we're going to drop down here to this game right here. I love this spread. I think I'll probably bet this spread separately. But listen, the Chiefs had a get-right game against my, as I said last time, woeful Eagles. I don't know that it means a whole lot, and the Chiefs really haven't cleaned up their biggest problem, which is on the defensive side of the ball. They gave up a ton of yards to Philly, and that offense, is it great? It might be okay as time goes on, but I don't think it's great. So what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to click that. And we've got a 3-pick money line parlay, all underdogs, and we're at plus 1064 right over here. I'm going to throw this in because this is having fun. I'm going to pull my little floating head trick. Whoa! Oof. Whoa, made me dizzy. And so we got the Jets, the Bengals, and the Bills. Plus 1064. We will end up throwing $10 down on that of the free bet with that potential payout of not 116, it'll be 106 because I won't get my free bet stake back. I did take a look at this parlay on on FanDuel. I did get slightly better odds, but I don't have a free bet to use over there. And this is taking a big swing. But like I said, you got to have fun. The Bengals are the definitely smelliest one of these 3. I don't know if there's a weak link, I think it's that one, because I really think the Bills are very live to beat the Chiefs, and I think the Jets can definitely get it done against the Falcons. This one could be Aaron Rodgers going out there and discount double-checking all over the Bengals. We will see. Oh, boy. All right, I've recovered. Equilibrium's back. I'm going to floating head again. Whoa! Listen, what did I say? You have to have fun, so that's what I'm doing. All right, now, again, taking big swings like this, I do it with my actual bankroll every now and again as well. I just don't do it very often or at high amounts. Maybe once a week, every other week. But when we're talking about odds like this, we go into our little parlay calculator just to show you an example here. Even if you're doing something a little less ambitious at plus 400, all you have to do is hit that 25% of the time, 1 out of 4 shot times, and you'll at least break even. If you're in these plus 1000s, well, you have a lot more wiggle room where you can lose a bunch, but if you hit one, you can break even or still be up. Not that it's the smartest, sharpest thing to do, I'm not saying that, but it is a fun thing to do. Now, a little bit more of the realistic side here. A couple of those teams I do really also like in a teaser situation. So I think the Jets can win, but even if they can't, well, that number is the magic number when you're talking about teasing teams up with the classic 6-point teaser to get them through those key numbers of 3, 4, 6, and 7. So even if the Jets don't win, the Falcons don't blow anybody out. They either lose or they win by a slim margin. I think their only victory this season was by the 3 or 4 points. So they're not going to blow anybody out, and I don't think they're going to blow out the Jets, even with that wonky game in London, particularly with Calvin Ridley not even making the trip. So it'll be all, Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson, which is just a funny situation. But hey, good for him. Okay, and Washington is at that magic number as well. I just don't know what the Saints are from week to week. I don't think the Saints know what they are from week to week, so we are not going to hit up that one. Down here, we have the Browns and the Chargers. Now, this one I very much like. There's that magic number, and while I think the Chargers very much could win this game, the Cleveland Browns have one of the best, most tenacious defenses in the league right now. They are known to just shut people down, so I don't think they're going to get blown out, even though they could absolutely lose. I don't know that they're getting blown out. And then I am going to go over exposure. I am going to ride here on FanDuel. It's actually a +3 instead of +2.5, but I am going to ride with those Bills because I think they're very much live to win. Even if they don't, they should be able to keep it close against Kansas City. So instead of a 3-leg parlay, we're going to go in here to the teasers, and we are going to tease them at 6 points each. Now, FanDuel, and I think some of the other books, but FanDuel is one of the easier interfaces to do this with. You can actually drop it down and get better odds. We're going to stick with the old classic 6 here, and that's going to be a +140 for these 3 teams on a 6-point teaser to cover their respective spreads. This one I really like. Now, I've told you before, I'm not a sharp, so, follow or fade me, that's up to you. I am definitely going to be making this bet. I am a plus money bettor, but this season of the NFL has not been particularly kind to me as far as winning percentages go, but I'm rolling just fine with the money because I make some smart plus odds bets here and there anyway. So this is what I'm making. I love this teaser. If you want to follow it, hey, if you want to get in on that crazy parlay here as well, where we're bumping all these underdogs, that is on you. Let me know if you do, and if you do poorly, I don't want to hear from you again. If you do well, we can come back and we can talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. We'll commiserate about it, and you can blame me for your life. But I'm not here to tell you how to run your life. Make your own decisions. Let me tell you, if you're gonna let anybody tell you how to live your life, it should not be me. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure you show some of that plus EV love and click that like button. Make sure you hit our subscribe button so we can help you hit more of those bets, and crush that notification bell so you never miss a gem that the jam will be dropping. And until next time, may all your odds be fair.